What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at RussoLifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, I wanted to present the topic video of, is it pointless to run SARMs, steroids, cycle them for years, if it's all just going to go away, right? It's going to disappear. The gains are going to leave. It's a waste of time. And, you know, I see this a lot in the comment sections on why would you even do that? It's pointless, right? It's all going to go away after. And I just wanted to give a different angle, a different viewpoint, kind of open up people's perspectives on how to look at it and how I personally view it. So in a nutshell, yeah, right? You cannot maintain high amounts of androgens in the body for long periods of time without expecting problems and most likely having to come off. But the thing that, you know, I think the people miss who have this perception is muscle nuclei and hyperplasia. So hyperplasia, which is normally caused by adding in GH with anabolics, which a lot of people do nowadays, just to be honest, from what people DM me in the DM box, that's going to create more cell replication. So the more cell replication you have, the more new permanent muscle cells you have. This also builds up muscle nuclei, right? A good way to figure out what muscle nuclei is like, let's say you're a star-studded athlete, football player, you get injured, right? You can't train, you atrophy, but you have already been there, right? You've already been there. You've been at that physique before. It's much easier for you to get back there than, say, someone who's just starting out, right? That's because of muscle nuclei, right? The more muscle nuclei you build up over the course of your steroid abuse, it's not going to go away. The muscle nuclei is not going to go away. A good example is Kevin Levrone. I'm going to throw him up. So he would actually come completely off cycle and be in the band for most of his bodybuilding career. He would not maintain that crazy physique the entire time. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to respond like him or be a hyper responder or have genetics like him, but he's a good example of muscle nuclei, right? Because he would go from this to this in a couple months, which is crazy, but it shows muscle nuclei. So if you build up a lot of muscle nuclei over a long period of time of steroid abuse, and so let's just say, you know, the side effects are adding up, you cannot blast steroids anymore, you really need to change your course, and you decide to go down to HRT. Well, since you build up all that muscle nuclei, all those new permanent muscle cells, you can now maintain a significant amount of size on virtually 160 milligrams of test a week, which doesn't put you really in any risk factor zone except for the HDL skew, right? It's not like you need 500 milligrams of testosterone to maintain the size anymore. You only need 160 milligrams. And you can maintain 160 milligrams for a long period of time. And since you have that muscle nuclei built up, you're still going to have all your size. That is something that people miss, right? People think that on these bodybuilders, like, you are going to just have to quit and lose everything. If you go back into a cruise, go to 165 milligrams of test, which puts your total test around 1,000-ish, which is on the upper echelon of what's normal, then you're really not adding in that much risk factor, and you can maintain all that size from your previous abuse of having more muscle nuclei from the higher androgens levels over a long period of time. That being said, you can maintain a pretty crazy physique throughout your entire lifetime, right? It's not like one day it's just all magically going to disappear. You can make it magically disappear if you stop training and you completely stop taking everything. Obviously, you're going to atrophy and disappear if you have no androgens going on and if you don't train. But if you continue training, you go back into a cruise, you're going to maintain a lot of that size your entire lifetime that you built from your muscle nuclei building up, as well as your hyperplasia. If you choose the hyperplasia route of adding HGH into the mix, or any peptide that facilitates HGH into the mix. I think a lot of people miss this out, and people don't understand that basically the physique you build before 30 is really going to be a physique you can maintain forever. And it's very hard to build a physique after 30, right? So keep that into consideration. I see a lot of people who just don't have the full broad picture. I'm not saying that they're incorrect, that you could lose everything after, but there's also the other angle where you're keeping a lot of that size throughout your entire life if you decide to cruise. I know a lot of people who just build a bunch of muscle and then they cruise on HRT, right? And they maintain all that size, and it's easily manageable longevity wise because it's not a crazy high androgen level. You're not dealing with all these, estrogen conversions, DHT conversions anymore. It's all relatively normal compared to blasting and anabolic abuse for bodybuilding. But the muscle nuclei, hyperplasia, permanent new muscle cells stay from your abusive bodybuilding dosages to a point where you can maintain a significant physique on virtually 160 to 200 milligrams of testosterone a week. And you could essentially look like you were blasting if you had enough muscle nuclei built up and saturated that 165 milligrams of test. Just wanted to leave that out there. It's not like it's a complete waste of time. It can be if you don't understand, what has to happen after you decide to either retire from your bodybuilding career or not. But you can maintain a nice physique over a long period of time from having muscle nuclei build up. I think that is the angle I'm getting at on this video.